You're finally interested in start buying a house, and now you want to understand what an offer is. In this video, we're going to talk about it in detail. So what is an offer? An offer, before we get into the meat and potatoes, is a legal contract to purchase the property that you want to buy. Now, what is in that offer? First thing is the people. So the people that are involved in this transaction. The buyers, the people who are going to purchase the property, the sellers on title, and that both parties have to sign off on it, and also the agents that represent them. So that's why I have the buyer, the seller, agent, agent. So there's the people involved in the contract, okay? So now I understand who is on the offer and who you want to have on title also, and the people who are on title on the selling side. So we need all signatures involved here. Now, time. There's a lot of time involved in an offer, okay? So now you submit an offer, and there's, of course, a lot more stuff that we're going to go over. Now there's a time frame where it has to be accepted or not, okay? So that's one time frame. Another is a contingency time frame. I have multiple videos about contingencies and how important they are and how you can protect yourself and keep earnest money. So there's a time frame for those. There's also an earnest money, like we just talked about for contingencies. There's a time frame to have that deposited by, okay? And there's also a closing date to happen on or before. So these things have to be met, things have to be done on this date or before, okay? So now we understand that there's people involved, there's a time frame for a lot of things. Of course, there's some more, but I just want to have the meat and potatoes because at least in North Dakota, it's 10 pages long. So I don't have 10 pages worth of whiteboard to go over everything, so we're just going to go over the meat and potatoes. So now I understand there's a time frame involved in a lot of things. Now, money. So what's with the money? The purchase price, what you agreed to purchase the property at, that's one thing, okay? Next thing is concessions amount. I also have videos on YouTube, Facebook, all about concessions. So if you want to learn more about concessions, I have videos about that in detail. And what they are is there's seller net proceeds that goes towards the buyer to do many different things, like help for closing costs and also maybe potentially buy down a mortgage interest rate. So there's videos about that on my channel to learn more about that, so go ahead and do that if you want to learn more about it. Okay, so the purchase price amount, the contingency amount, now also the earnest money amount. Let's just say standard for your market is $1,000 for earnest money. Now what if you put in the offer $2,000, $2,500? Now from the seller's point of view, you'd be like, okay, these guys, they're serious. They want to buy this. So I'm going to consider that a lot because they're putting a lot of money on the line for this, okay? Next is commission. So now, at least from August 17th and beyond, there's new laws in place. Now everyone needs to understand the commission for the buyer's agent, seller's agent, so there's no confusion. That's on there. Also specials, and who's paying the specials? Maybe the sellers are paying for all of it, part of it, or maybe they're all going to be assumed from the buyer. And I have a video about specials as well, and they're basically put on homeowners from the local government to maybe pave roads, light poles. There's many different things, so I have videos about that as well. And also taxes, if it's gross amount discounted. I haven't made a video about that yet, but that's going to be one of the next videos I make, is about taxes. So that's on there as well. Okay, so now we understand the time, the money, the people involved. Now it's about location, the legal description. So it's not just street address on there, it's lot, 12, plot, blah, blah, blah. There's so many different things, and you can find that on the City Assessment County Records website, okay? That's how you can find the legal description. And also the street address, state, zip code, that's on there, okay? And if you would want to have a survey involved. So let's just say that you're going to buy this house and maybe it has a lot of acreages that's marketed. Well, you can have a contingency in place to have a survey which can find the actual boundary lines. And if you don't agree with, or maybe there's some misunderstanding, not as much acreage on your property that you'd be buying, you can go ahead and back out of the contract. So that's a contingency for a survey, but that can also be, I think, involved in the location category. So next is appraisal. Is it contingent on an appraisal? Is it not contingent on an appraisal? And if it is a low appraisal, there's escape clauses in place depending on the loan type. Okay, so if it appraises low and you have an escape clause, FHA, you can back out of the contract, keep your earnest money if the seller does not come down in price, so there's that gap, maybe this doesn't come to a resolution from the seller and the buyer. Okay, and it can protect yourself. And also deed and title. What type of deed is the seller providing to the buyer? There's warranty deed, there's quitclaim, there's many different types of titles and deeds. And who pays for an owner's policy of title insurance when no abstract from the seller. So there's check boxes, at least in North Dakota, where you can have the seller pays for it, the buyer pays for it, or split equally. So that's something to talk about with your agent. And also mineral rights. So when you buy the property, who keeps the mineral rights? Now that's a very, very, very important thing if maybe you're in the oil field and you're buying some farmland and there's oil, maybe they're already pumping or maybe they're going to start pumping. That's a huge conversation to have, and it's a very important one if maybe the mineral rights are extremely important. So now hopefully you understand what an offer is. At least in North Dakota, they're 10 pages long. There's a lot I didn't really cover in advanced detail, which is why speak with a professional agent like myself. We can go over that whole thing when you're ready to go. So hopefully you guys learned something. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, subscribe for more. Any other platform, like and follow for more as well. Once again, thank you for watching. Have a good one. Bye.